This crowd has degraded the FBI, has degraded the Justice Department, and has degraded the rule of law.
I will certainly do everything in my power to make sure that the good work of the foundation continues without there being any untoward effects on me and my service, and be very conscious of any questions that are raised.
That was Hillary Clinton at her Senate confirmation hearings in 2009, trying to calm concerns about any conflict of interest with her work at the Clinton Foundation. Now, some newly leaked emails are suggesting that there was reason for those concerns, as we learned that she may have been personally responsible for securing a $12 million donation from the Moroccan royal family.
Hillary Clinton, in fact, did line up this big contribution from the king. According to her own close aide, Huma Abedin, she put this in a January 2015 email. She created this mess, she said, of Clinton, and she knows it. The mess referring to Clinton initially agreeing to speak at a May 2015 Clinton Global Initiative event in Morocco. Politico reported at the time a $1 million contribution was going to stoke more controversy, though, and so they didn't want to do that event. It turns out the money was far bigger, $12 million, according to Abedin, responding to top aides Robbie Mook and John Podesta, who were worried it would harm the April 2015 launch of the former Secretary of State's campaign. In a new email released today by WikiLeaks, Abedin was adamant, writing, quote, "No matter what happens, she will be in Morocco hosting CGI on May 5th to the 7th, 2015. Her presence was a condition for the Moroccans to proceed, so there is no going back on this." It makes you wonder what the king was expecting in return beyond just access. Because in 2011, Clinton's State Department charged the Moroccan government had human rights problems. And remember, at this week's debate, Donald Trump demanded Clinton give back large contributions from countries with questionable records. She never quite answered that or this from Chris Wallace.
Why isn't it what Mr. Trump calls pay to play?
Well, everything I did as Secretary of State was in furtherance of our country's interests and our values. The State Department has said that.
Just the other day, there was a disclosure about Qatar and a $1 million contribution that was, quote, for a birthday present for Bill Clinton.
Nearly 1,000 emails between Hillary Clinton and General David Petraeus, apparently missing from the 30,000 emails Clinton turned over to the State Department. And it gets worse. Chief Intelligence Correspondent Catherine Herridge is live in Washington with more. Hi, Catherine.
Well, thank you, Shannon. These FBI files released to Congress and to the public show that about 1,000 emails between General David Petraeus and then Secretary of State Hillary Clinton were never provided to the State Department, and it's believed they were among the 30,000 records deleted by Clinton's team as personal and not work-related. We don't know what's in these emails, but at the time, General Petraeus was the CENTCOM commander with oversight of the Middle East. And of course, by 2012, Petraeus had been promoted to CIA director. In one email exchange that was obtained by Judicial Watch through a federal lawsuit, Clinton tells Petraeus to specifically use her personal unsecured account. It reads in part, quote, "If there is ever anything you need or want me to know, please use this personal email address. All the best, Hillary." State Department told Fox in a statement that they released all of the emails they got from Clinton's team, and they simply can't account for these records from the general.
Campaign finance records show a longtime Clinton ally, Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe, steered nearly $700,000 to the failed 2015 Virginia State Senate campaign of Jill McCabe. Her husband is a longtime FBI official who was later promoted to deputy director of the Bureau.
Deputy FBI Director Andrew McCabe's wife, Dr. Jill McCabe, ran for the Virginia State Senate last year. And while she lost the race, she received $467,000 from McAuliffe's PAC and another $207,000 from Virginia's Democratic Party. McAuliffe personally met with Dr. McCabe and her husband in March 2015 to encourage a run. At that time, Andrew McCabe was the associate FBI director. 3 months after his wife lost, Andrew McCabe was promoted in February to deputy FBI director. In that position, the Bureau says, he took on an oversight role for the first time in the Clinton email case. Critics emphasize these events, first reported by the Wall Street Journal and confirmed by Fox News, coupled with the controversial tarmac meeting between Attorney General Lynch and Bill Clinton in June, 1 week before Hillary Clinton's FBI interview, reflect poorly on the Justice Department and the FBI. Trump hit hard on the allegations today.
It's unbelievable how Hillary Clinton got away with the email lie, the email scam, the email corruption, but now at least we have a pretty good idea.
This goes to the very heart of the FBI's integrity. I want to see the director. I want to see somebody answer your questions. I want to see someone answer questions from the media about why he was allowed to maintain his position with regard to Hillary Clinton.
Analyst. So where do you think the leak came from?
There are probably 100 FBI agents who worked on the investigation of Mrs. Clinton. Hardworking men and women in the field who gathered evidence and interviewed witnesses and shipped this data up to senior management like Mr. McCabe, and are furious at the decision not to prosecute her. They were denied the right tools, no grand jury, no subpoenas, no search warrants. They are the ones who are leaking information to undermine the decision not to prosecute, to demonstrate that it was not professionally made, that it was made for political reasons. It looks like something smells. How can this guy be the #2 person in the Justice Department when the person providing the money to his wife is himself being investigated by the FBI? Governor Terry McAuliffe,
right? The FBI. And this guy's the second in charge at the FBI.
Right, and when he has an interest in that money going to his wife, and when he has an interest in seeing to it that Mrs. Clinton is not indicted because that disrupts the financial stream.
New email from Cheryl Mills, March of 2015. The email controversy has really just exploded at that point as the campaign is beginning, and aides in the Clinton camp are telling Mills that the president has just done an interview claiming he learned about Clinton's personal email server from the news. Mills, of course, had been chief of staff at the State Department. She knew better, knew that was not completely true. So she wrote, quote, "We need to clean this up. He has emails from her. They do not say state.gov, meaning they were personal emails, and the president should have known better." Mills was reacting to this CBS interview where the president was asked specifically about the server and gave what could be interpreted as a legalistic answer by not revealing that he knew about personal email accounts. Watch.
Mr. President, when did you first learn that Hillary Clinton used an email system outside the U.S. government for official business while she was Secretary of State?
The same time everybody else learned it through news reports.
Well, remember why this is so significant. We previously learned that on March 4th, 2015, as a subpoena was being issued by Republican Trey Gowdy for all of Hillary Clinton's emails, John Podesta wrote Cheryl Mills about a special category of emails. Quote, "Think we should hold emails to and from the president. That's the heart of his executive privilege. We could get them to ask for that over at the White House. They may not care, but it seems like they will." Big stuff suggesting the president might have known more than he let on to the public.
Here's another theory as to why Mrs. Clinton wasn't prosecuted. Because the first defense witness to be put on the stand would be the former president of the United States, Barack Obama. You knew this because you used it and you authorized it because here's a couple of hundred emails from you going to her. That statement that he made to Bill Plant was a bald-faced lie, and we now know it. The diminution of the reputation of the FBI from world-class, apolitical, top-of-the-line law enforcement down to getting involved in the nitty-gritty, dirty politics that everybody else is involved in is very, very sad for those of us who've worked with the FBI, watched it, and admired it.
People have been caught on video saying that Clinton's campaign and Hillary Clinton herself were in on an effort to troll Donald Trump in what appears to be not an unrelated case. Using people dressed up as, oh, wait for it, it's very clever, Donald Duck. It may sound a little silly, but it could be a violation of federal election law. You see, Hillary's not allowed to coordinate with these outside groups. Listen here.
Good news is the candidate would like to have a mascot following around the duck. Following around the candidate, Trump. But the bad news is she wants it to be Donald Duck.
For a while this summer, Donald Duck emerged as a prominent figure on the campaign trail. Costumed individuals resembling the Disney character as captured by Fox News cameras showed up at Trump rallies, outside his Washington hotel, even harassing Trump's surrogates in Congress, at all points chastising the GOP nominee for ducking the release of his tax returns. Bob Creamer the consultant whose contract with the Democratic National Committee was severed after the first Project Veritas video last week, and who can be seen confiding to his hidden camera interlocutor the identity of the purported mastermind behind the Donald Duck's operation.
In the end, it was the candidate, Hillary Clinton, the future president of the United States, who wanted ducks on the ground. So if I got people give ducks on the ground.
So it's, wow.
Don't repeat that tape.
Neither the Clinton campaign nor the DNC responded to our request for comment.
You might not even know that WikiLeaks was doing anything if you watch channels other than Fox. I mean, the drip, drip, drip of damaging emails out of these Podesta emails is shocking. It's shocking. You tell me whether it would move the needle.
Well, it would have plugged holes in the boat and sunk the ship of anybody other than Hillary Clinton. But the media is so in the tank for Clinton. Let me give a specific example. Last week on one of the evening's newscasts, 23 minutes from the big three networks were devoted to negative stories about Donald Trump. The entirety of coverage regarding some really scandalous things in the WikiLeaks for Hillary Clinton, less than 1 minute. That's 23 to 1. Journalists have given over $400,000 to Hillary Clinton. $14,000 from journalists have gone to Donald Trump. Look, Donald Trump is not just fighting Hillary Clinton. He is having to fight a concerted, and use the word conspiracy if you will, but there is a target on his back, and the media has pinned it there.
I got the chance to meet the people who are working so hard to get her elected. There they are, the heads of NBC, CNN, CBS, ABC. There's the New York Times right over there, and the Washington Post. They're working overtime. True.